We are, without a doubt, in the middle of a recession.
Tonight, breaking news as we come on the air, the stock market plunges again.
On top of that, we're seeing tariffs.
Trade tensions escalating overnight as Beijing announces a 125% tariff on U.S. imports.
Different macroeconomic factors that impact the market at the moment.
I mean, it's one banana, Michael. What could it cost? $10?
You've never actually set foot in a supermarket, have you?
I don't have time for this.
Which would, you'd think, slow people down from buying luxury goods, from buying shit they don't need.
You might want this $5,000 baby stroller from Lamborghini.
And at the same time, these companies are investing more and more in marketing.
So I actually found a video right here. Paste the TikTok link in here. See, it just finished. Now the video is gonna go ahead and say exactly what we told the AI UGC creator to go ahead and say.
Snatch it up because it's literally a lifesaver. You know when that time of the month hits and you just want to curl up and die?
Advertising is at an all-time high in terms of year-over-year increase in investment. So why is that? What makes it so that such poor outlook and environmental factors that would make anyone else bearish make all of these companies and brands so bullish on what's next? What do they see that other people don't see? So what they see, I think, is something called doomspending. While I'm sure you could guess it has something to do with that feeling of existential dread, and then I have to go out and buy a trip to Portugal.
I bet Daddy pays for his flights. Oh!
Go the extra mile on that wedding we're planning, because why the fuck not? But why don't we go to the experts and see what is doomspending?
Doomspending.
Doomspending to cope with the stress.
Homeownership or starting a family is so out of reach.
I think that people want to treat themselves to small luxuries
that'll bring us a semblance of the kind of adulthood we were promised.
Doomspending. I love it. It kind of makes us, feel a little bit happier about the situation. So if it's gonna be like this regardless, I might as well get something for myself that I like and enjoy.
For me, it's like shopping,
clothing, travel.
It does alleviate some of the stress.
Doomspending is like retail therapy with a fatalist twist. A lot of people feel hopeless or pessimistic about their financial futures, and that's manifesting in a lot of different ways. Some people turn to doomspending.
It honestly sounds kind of nice when they talk about it. Makes me feel like maybe I should be doing a little more doomspending. And I can get it. I can feel it. I understand the emotions associated with it. And I can see how the brand would be excited about it. I mean, people are spending despite the fact that they are literally unable to spend anymore.
Hey, Mr. Beast here. Today we're gonna buy every item in this store. Let's do it.
Is that really it? Is that what maybe has a lot of these brands so bullish? How prevalent really is doom spending?
Professor Wu's study found that those who doom spend or have fatalistic tendencies believe they have little or no control over their future.
So that may lead to individuals to just throw their hands up and say, well, why worry about saving now? Because even if I do save, I may still have financial difficulties in the future.
Instead of saving, many are splurging on luxury goods to soothe their economic despair. And while 27% of Americans of all ages admit to doom spending, the rates are even higher among Gen Z and millennials at 35 and 43% respectively.
Well, I believe that people do it because they need a dopamine hit.
Younger generations are also growing up in an online environment of hyperconsumption.
People want this kind of TikTok, Instagram-worthy lifestyle. Never before have young people been so exposed to this aspirational lifestyle.
I partner with L'Oreal Paris to show you
where people kind of have these expectations of success.
I can see some of the UGC there. There's some pretty good ads in there, but it might not be obvious to others. I mean, obviously, since we're in marketing or advertising or business, we're very aware that lifestyle has a huge impact on how you communicate your brand, of course. It's also kind of sad to know that maybe like some of this doom spending is because you want something that you can't have. And I also understand that it feels good to do it. So why not allow people to just do it and stop making a stigma about it?
I literally bought every single item in 5 stores.
We know what people are doing. They're doom spending. We know why people are doom spending. They want to feel like they're part of that lifestyle. But how are they actually able to afford to doom spend? You need the money to do it, right?
And the rise of buy now, pay later products has driven Gen Z into more debt.
Today, younger people have Venmo, they have PayPal, they have buy now, pay later, they have earned wage access, they have cash advance apps on their phone.
This brings me to what I wanted to talk about today. Buy now, pay later. You've probably heard the term, you've probably used it. You've used any of these apps up here. Klarna, Afterpay, ClearPay, Affirm, Amazon does it. Probably every one of your credit cards offers it now. Buy now, pay later is having huge ramifications on how we're advertising.
Here's a question all of us likely have asked at one point or the other. Say you want or need something, but you can't quite afford it at the moment. Well, as they say, there's an app for that. Apps like Klarna allow you to buy now and pay later. It's just one of the lending services that really has exploded in popularity in recent years. And now Klarna is teaming up with DoorDash, allowing users to buy now and pay later for fast food.
So let me just formally introduce you now to the buy now, pay later economy. This is a world where I can go on DoorDash and get literally my lunch, allowing me to get this Chipotle burrito with debt. It is going to have huge implications as it continues to grow. And I think our awareness and thoughts around borrowing money are changing.
Money, please.
That's fun now. No, it's not. It's not fun. That's a joke. Young people tend to disagree. My generation is saying, hey, we love buy now, pay later. Something like 88% of millennials and Gen Z make up the entire industry of this buy now, pay later. So as you can see, like if you're advertising right now and you offer buy now, pay later to an older demographic, it's actually probably less likely that they're going to do it. Young people, you have some trendy, new, hot, viral thing, your demographic is probably going to overlap with that Klarna demographic. Just rolls off the tongue, Klarna. So that gets me to my favorite ongoing segment throughout the show called Hype or Swipe. And I'm going to go through some ads every now and again. We're going to decide whether these ads, these UGC ads, are hype or swipe. So first, I wanted to start with the companies that we're talking about. Klarna. What kind of ads is Klarna running right now?
With the Klarna app, you get everything. Split payments into 4, pay later, or earn cash back.
That was the ad, I guess. I mean, I was actually surprised when I went to look at Klarna's ads. They're a lot like this. And I don't know if you could tell, that woman right there is AI. She is, in fact, not a real person. Pretty easy to tell. I'm pretty sure I don't understand what the CTA is. All around, if this is your first experience learning about ads, I could just tell you that like this is not an ad. This is some sort of either experiment of some random kind that they're testing for, or just a shot in the dark with some new guy. I don't know. I can't imagine this is doing very well. It wasn't running for very long. So this, I'm gonna give a swipe. Let's give him one more shot here. Let's try one more Klarna ad here.
Klarna's Pay in 4 lets you grab your dream kicks today and splits your payment into 4 easy installments. No fees, no interest.
Again, I can't believe it actually ends there. I don't know why they're running this. If somebody in the comments knows why they're running these terrible, terrible ads, I have no idea what they're doing. I think on top of all that, the AI is completely horrendous. Like, I mean, it doesn't sound real. It doesn't even, like, the script's not even good. There's no time to actually listen to it. I can barely read it. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea where the call to action, where am I supposed to go? Am I going to Klarna? Am I going to Vans? I have no idea. So again, this is getting a absolute swipe for me. I do not love it. So let's take a look at something like Afterpay. Afterpay's got to be taking advantage of this moment. I mean, if I was Afterpay, I'd be running all sorts of UGC stuff right now. And I'm glad to see that they are. Let's see what they're running.
You know when you've got the perfect outfit but you don't know what shoes to complete it with? So let's go to Hype DC and see what we can find.
From the 20th to the 23rd of March, Hype DC are running some crazy Afterpay Day sales. So if you're like me and you are obsessed with sneakers and this is the perfect chance to get on it, I fell in love with these New Balances and then I had to do the walking up and down the aisle test and the dance test. Now, I'm shocking as it is when it comes...
First off, she's got so much personality. I absolutely love her. That hook was great. I feel like I was just sucked right in.
A whole other story. Somebody tell me why I came for chunky white sneakers and ended up trying on silver and green. And they were all cute. It was a good thing that they were running 30% off selected new season styles for Afterpay Day.
Mission accomplished. Like, I finally have the perfect shoes for this outfit.
I ended up with the white and green New Balances, and then I also wanted some crisp white Nikes, so I got those, and then some green Dunks while I was at it.
I am obsessed. So that's my haul. Definitely hit up the Afterpay Day sales this week.
So I think the main issue with this ad, besides her being fantastic, she's great. The main issue is that after payday is very confusing, because after payday is something completely different from after payday. I don't want to have my marketing campaign called after payday. After payday. Technically, getting paid is what you should be doing before you make a purchase, so that would be also very confusing. I think that really knocks it down in terms of it actually executing. The goal of the ad is to market that you can finance your Nike sneakers, but she was so hype, she gets a hype because she was really good. And I liked watching her, and I think the product itself doesn't necessitate like a high price tag. So I don't see it being an issue. I'm surprised if I then go to the website and I'm like, oh, it's like after payday and after payday. So I can buy it and I can finance it. Let's see another one.
Holidays are just around the corner, and I used to dread holiday shopping. But with Afterpay, I found the perfect gifts for my family, friends, and even myself, and paid over time. With Afterpay, I can budget smartly and enjoy my holiday shopping without the stress. I'm snagging the hat for my bestie because she's all about that cozy vibe. UGG has everything I need to make this season special. Shop the gift guide at UGG.com and Afterpay. Let the festivities begin.
That was fire. Fire. It's ingenuity, right? This is like the fun of being a creator. You get to make stuff like this. Quick breakdown if you want it. This is all just like a Luma mat. So you just key out the white, look up how to do a Luma key, and every website's pretty much white in the background, so it's easy to do. And then you just have to time your screen recording with you going zoom. Pretty easy. I mean, it definitely takes some coordination and obviously some creative thinking, which she's got a lot of here. The other one I like that I've never even thought of, she clearly did this and then like rotoscoped. You could use like Runway AI or something to like rotoscope out the shoes. It's kind of fun and still feels organic. Like the cuts, the hits the like 1.5 seconds per shot. It's far under. I would 100% want to work with somebody like this. So I want to go into ads that have nothing to do with Klarna and Afterpay in terms of their brand, but like actual ads using that language, that messaging, and why they should or shouldn't be using it. So this ad came across my feed and I was like, okay, this is a great example of buy now, pay later and why you would need it. So let's listen to what they have to say and what this product is.
Hey, what's up guys? If you're looking for a premium first aid kit, but don't want to pay now, you can totally do that by using our Shop Pay option. That allows you to do monthly installments, get the kit now, and pay later. Check it out.
This is a perfect example. Perfect example. And you want to know why? You want to know why it's a perfect example? It's because it costs $845 for that bag he's holding right there. Could be the one on the bar left there, but pretty sure it's this one. Okay, so like first aid kits for a small business owner, if you're a line worker, there's obviously reasons why you'd need this, and you might not have the finances to like go out and just spend $1,000 on a first aid kit, especially for like maybe multiple cars, multiple units, multiple people. It's probably their number one pain point. How am I going to afford it? Buy now, pay later is a perfect example of the messaging needed for that, and honestly allows people access to that thing. So that's great. So looking at this ad, I'm going to have to give this a hype. This is getting a hype from me because this is a strong use case for utilizing that kind of messaging. It's clearly a product that has that pain point. They stuck to the messaging, probably could have been used for retargeting. This is great. This is an awesome use for it. Let's do another example. And I think this is another great example of why you would need buy now, pay later. And I think this is honestly an industry that could really benefit from using that marketing terminology, that messaging very much so in health and wellness, aging, things like that.
Not believe the offer that Cure is running this holiday season. I bought one of Cure's anti-aging bundles with...
So, okay, you can already tell that this brand very much has a pain point internally that the price of this mask is too damn high. It's too damn high. And $446 is already high. It's already $1,000 for this mask. Let's keep going.
Up to 55% off, and I am blown away by the results. After just a few uses of their micro infusion system, my skin looks brighter and feels more plump and smooth. And thanks to their LED mask, my dark marks and hyperpigmentation looks less visible, so I feel more confident in my makeup-free skin. How does micro infusion work? Tiny needles make micro channels in the skin to stimulate the skin's natural healing process for smoother, plumper feeling skin. Then their powerful serums are deeply infused into these channels to increase serum absorption for brighter and more hydrated looking skin. It's backed by
The before and after problem solution is very strong in this, meaning like it has a very strong, here's the problem, we're the solution messaging here. And I think that's a good place for it after the promo. You might think like, hey, I need to educate the person first, so I should educate them, then sell them on it if they're interested. But I think like anti-aging mask kind of thing, people are going to stick around if they know it's on sale.
board-certified dermatologists like Dr. Shaw and Dr. Maxfield and has thousands of 5-star reviews.
They're following direct response formula, tried and true, hook, problem solution, social proof, CTA.
With customers showing impressive transformations. Considering LED, red light therapy is one of the few proven treatments to stimulate collagen production, which helps to visibly reduce.
See, now this is kind of like a weird turn. I would have ended it here. They went back to education. They're like, okay, yes, everybody agrees this is great. Now also red light therapy is great for you. Maybe that would have been better off in the beginning. I don't know. It seems random, just thrown in there. It's kind of one of those situations where the client is asking you well, we need something about red light in there, and you just kind of throw it in.
The appearance of wrinkles and fine lines. And when used together, the ultimate anti-aging duo. Plus, with buy now and pay later options, it's easier than ever to get smoother, younger looking skin. Or it would make the perfect holiday gift for the skincare lover in your life. But hurry, bundles sold out.
It's definitely dragging. It's getting me a little more on the swipe, but I think what's great is the buy now, pay later. I would have made that way more in the front of the video, right? I think the fact that it's in the back end of this is disservice to what you're offering. You're offering 55% off, and I can split that in between 4 or 5 payments or whatever. No brainer. But the fact that they buried it in the end, 60% of people that saw the ad aren't even gonna get to that point. So why are you using it as a last minute CTA? That should be in the front. Unfortunately, I'm gonna give this a swipe. And I'm only giving it a swipe because I think I would have skipped by this point. It was a great ad. I think they compressed a lot of information, which is not easy to do in some of these ads. And I think if they just put that afterpay bit in the beginning, I think you'd see a lot more results, because with the promo, it knocks it down to that much less today to get started. So this brought me to kind of the next stage, I think, in this doom spending economy, is own nothing and rent everything. Meaning we're starting to see these businesses now where instead of even financing it, I'm just flat out renting it. It's turning a consumer product into a SaaS product, into a subscription product. Kind of made my mind break a little bit, because I'm thinking there's not many things I would really want to rent. Last time I rented something was probably from Blockbuster.
Shrek is incredible. This is the best movie I saw all last year. I think everybody's seen it by now about 500 times.
So that brought me to the first stop on this journey, is learning about a brand that exists today called Nuuly.
Welcome to Nuuly, the way to get clothes you'll actually want to wear. You can rent anything from our closet. Party dresses, work clothes, new trends, even that. Don't get stuck with nothing to wear. There's Nuuly.
And so this is a clothing rental company where you can rent, luxury items to wear every month. So you pay a monthly subscription, they send them to you, you send them back, whatever. I thought, okay, My fiance wears luxury goods all the time. I think she subscribes to one of these services. I know they're gaining popularity, so let me look into it. So then I saw this story that Nuuly's gotten wrapped up into last year. Turns out that a woman had gotten onto the subway and had sat in feces on the subway.
I heard that. I wish I didn't hear that, but I just heard that.
I've had bad days. This is definitely the worst of days. And then returned the rented jeans after sitting in them. And this story had gone viral. And people are going, oh, what the hell? I'm not going to go get Nuuly jeans with Subway poop on them, right? Like, I don't want that. And obviously she cleans them. It doesn't even matter. Like, so this brings us into this new rental economy. We've got the doomspending economy. We've got the buy now, pay later economy. We've got the rental economy. Now, how many more economies can we come up with? But this renting one, I did find fairly interesting despite, some obvious flaws. And Nuuly, which is part of Urban Outfitters, has shown that they've turned a profit.
Some industry experts have called Nuuly a case study of what happens when a company goes all in on rental.
We made a concerted investment with this business at the outset.
Analysts say ultra-fast fashion poses the biggest threat to the rental industry.
The mentality of buy it today, throw it away tomorrow. And this is the Shein, the Temu, sort of that whole ilk. $300 divided by the average price of 20, right? That's a bunch of stuff that I could get. I think that is very attractive to truly the younger generation.
But as consumers age, they tend to look for higher quality clothing. And since the younger generation is more eco-conscious than the previous one, the rental market's appeal over fast fashion is spreading, as other players continue to innovate and refine their rental services.
There are companies that are showing that this is actually working. And one of those top products I saw was Peloton.
Now, there's a few very important things that you need to know about how Peloton's rental program works. So first of all, the bike that you are going to get, Peloton says that it could be either new or a refurbished bike, but given their huge inventory of refurbished bikes, I would plan and assume that in the most likely scenario, the bike that you will be getting is refurbished. Now, in terms of additional fees, there is a $150 delivery fee, but when you want to return the bike, there is no return fee. So really that $150 is both for the delivery and the pickup. And so the cost to lease a Peloton bike from this program is $89 per month, but that also includes the All Access membership, which would cost you $44 no matter whether you're leasing or actually buying the bike outright.
Detergent plus fabric softener.
When Peloton says get started today, that means today. No more waiting, no more maybe next Monday, or I'll start next week. It's time to get up out that bed and commit. We're doing this now, and Peloton's making it easier than ever. Why? Because you can rent the Peloton bike.
This is already great. Obviously, this guy is just outstanding. I would love to work with him. I feel like his sense of humor, quality, pacing, all really good. And you can see, like, get started today. I don't have to go make the investment, wait for it to ship, blah, 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 like, make the commitment. I can just be like, I've always wanted to do Peloton. Let me just, like, get one for $80 a month, and I can just give it away if I don't want it. And I'm not too concerned about hygiene. I can always wipe it down. It's a great product for it. And I'm really impressed with this ad so far.
For a monthly fee, commitment free. Yep, no strings attached. So whether you're crushing a hit ride with my girl Tule to kickstart your morning, or finding your zen with the yin yoga session led by Chelsea after a long day, Peloton's got you covered anytime, anywhere. So what are you waiting for? Get started now and join the movement.
This, in my book, for sure gets a hype because it's done everything right. I think it's following a economic trend that I really am bullish on Peloton for doing, and I also think this was just such a well-executed ad, funny, original. Sometimes there was some clipping on the audio. That'd be my only feedback, but otherwise, rock on. That was sick. Let's take a look at another Peloton video. Let's see if it still holds up.
I got some chisme for you. You can now rent a Peloton bike or Bike Plus for 1 monthly cost and cancel any time. I mean, look at this masterpiece. Join me for pop, punk, reggaeton, hip hop, EDM, immaculate vibes starting at only $89 a month. And I know, and I say this with love, that you be spending that money on that takeout, on those smoothies, on those cafecitos in the street. Let's get that budget right and let's give back to ourselves with the best motivation in the world and workouts that are actually fun and engaging and real with the best coaches out there. Just rent the bike. Just rent the bike.
This was sick. Also, just really good at laying home the messaging. I like the little bit about you're already spending money on this, so why not this? She had great energy. I would have liked to see maybe like some other like clips in there, but I think this would have done really well. I would have scaled this. This is without a doubt another pure hype video. This is great. Now let's jump back to one of the OGs in the space. This is Rent the Runway.
In 2023, Nuuly turned a profit for the first time, something that Rent the Runway has yet to do.
One of the problems with the IPO is that the company would have been able to use much of this money that they had raised to improve their inventory levels, to improve the styles, but that's something that the company didn't do. Instead, they used most of this money to improve their financial position.
This is a brand that has been doing this for a while, and I think it would be very interesting to see their spin on how do you, as an OG, market this kind of rental product. What are you doing? Let's take a look.
Let's go over everything I got with my Rent the Runway membership and why you should probably get one too. Starting casual, great pair of denim that you don't actually have to invest in. If you're like me, you don't need to buy another pair of jeans, but you still want to play around with the fun, fashionable ones. And when it comes to novelty sweaters, who has this?
So first off, I like how it's pretty clear in the beginning. It could be a little more clear, but she's like, my Rent the Runway membership, right? It's clear what you're buying because it is kind of convoluted product. Try on hauls as a general UGC concept work great. It's a classic. I get to see a bunch of different SKUs. I like that she said things like novelty and she's showing just like some variations. So far, solid.
The space. Not me. All right, this is a cute, easy daytime look. I absolutely love both of these pieces. Great way to play around with the trends but not commit to the price.
Love that she put the price in there, or they put the price in. Subscribe now starting at $99. I love that she put the price in there. I think that really helps sell it as a CTA, especially because like I'm understanding I'm getting a lot of clothes. I get that it's a membership. You could add a little extra context, like how does it work? When do I ship it? Those things I think would be important in adding, and you could even just tack it on to the end of this just because whoever's still sticking around probably wants to learn more. So I still give this a hype. This is for sure hype. Fabulous job. Audio could have been a little bit better. Before I give them too many kudos, let's just check out another ad just to be sure. Yeah, that's all around. The copy's great, and I like how clear it is because there is a level of education you got to do here. Like I'm not familiar with it, and maybe some other people are. Do you get 5 items? Do you get 10 items? How much is it per month? But I think what it does really well is it explains everything while showing you everything. I'm gonna give this a hype. It's getting a for sure hype. This maybe is the best ad of the day. I'm simple, clean. I even really like that yellow. I really like the yellow. I don't know why. Let's revisit Nuuly. Let's see what they're doing. Let's see if they've overcome the Subway scandal and what they're doing with their ads.
You want to know what I love even more than exploring my personal style? Excessively exploring my personal style. So I rented from Nuuly. I rented a big box of pieces from Nuuly to try out new styles I've been wanting to experiment with. Got the most perfect sundress. I wore this dress out with one of my friends on a coffee date, and I also have a wedding coming up next week, so I might wear this. I don't know if you call these jorts, gauchos, japris, but I love them. Being someone who's a little bit shorter, I was unsure if I was gonna like the cut of the pant, and I'm in love with it. The next piece I rented just happened to be my dream dress. Wore it to date night, and I think I might need to buy it because I've never found a dress that fits me so well. Next up, I got this skirt, and it's just the most perfect skirt. And let's wrap this up with a couple honorable mentions. This disco ball skirt, this tank top actually comes with a matching midi skirt. It's a 70s girl summer. Need I explain more? Whether it's vacation, weddings, or just wanting to spruce up your personal closet, I could not recommend Nuuly enough. Nuuly, I love you. Bye.
again, like, I think what Rent the Runway did better was the ability to explain the actual process. Because again, people have questions about renting something. So you got to explain it to them. You got to say, hey, like, how much does it cost? Hey, I always get them and they're always really clean. Right? I mean, those things I think are important to throw in. You can't just do the try on haul and, oh, everything's so cute, so people are going to buy it. I mean, the ad was good, very well shot, very well paced. So I'm unfortunately going to give it a swipe because I don't think it explains to people truly what you're getting. And I think it appeals to them, but I think there's that level of education. Now that I've seen those Rent the Runway ads, I can't get past it. Let's give another one though. It was still a really good ad. Would have worked great for organic. Let's see what else they have.
The time of year my Nuuly hits the hardest is when the cold weather comes around. It's the holidays. I don't live somewhere where it's cold a lot of the year, so I don't always want to invest in like a bunch of winter pieces. But that's where my girl Nuuly comes in. It also just lets me experiment with my style and I get to try things that I wouldn't normally buy with my money. Oh my God, wait, I almost forgot this sweater. First. No, but the color of this sweater. Also, I love how the sleeves are cut. These jeans, love how baggy they are, love the low waist. I love baggy clothing. This sweater is very thick, not itchy. Let me layer it. I'm warm. Both this and this literally still have the tags on. Ooh. Okay, next. Baggy corduroy Levi's. Little thick maroon cardigan. I love this. Now, I definitely can't wear this in Austin, but maybe if I plan a ski trip, just a good low-rise black baggy jean. I'm gonna bring this when I go home for Thanksgiving.
So this ad was running for 100+ days when I found it. It clearly was doing well, so I can't trash it. I mean, I'm not gonna trash it. It was great. I mean, she's lovely. It's fine. Unless I'm retargeting somebody that already understands the product, then maybe these ads are actually good because it's just showing you variety of what you can get. She's obviously very charismatic, so I just don't think, again, I understand enough to buy it. Like, I think if I were to restructure both these ads, I would start really quick with, hey, here's Nuuly. You can get 10 items a month for, you don't even have to say the price. Like, you get 10 items a month for 15 months. Otherwise, I'm like, okay, so is it a place where I can just get like bulk items? Is it wholesale? Is it like I can try them and then return them? This one, a swipe. Unfortunately, I'm going to give it a swipe because, again, it would do well on organic, somebody who's already following. But if I don't know what the brand is, I don't understand the concept of the product or the service, I'll have no idea what I'm supposed to go do. It's very unclear. It's a pretty wild time we're living in. And I think there's a lot of things that are a bit scary. And there's some things that are promising or interesting or personally fulfilling. And I think advertising and UGC can be one of those things. It's a weird kind of mix of being a human and a robot in a way where you have to think analytically and objectively, and you have to think with emotion and empathy. And buy now, pay later kind of comes at a weird angle in between all that. There are some parts of it that are clearly manipulative. I mean, that's just the truth. And it's putting people in a bad position. And there's some cases where honestly, nobody's ever had access to this kind of capital before. And I can see how renting or financing a exercise bike could change your life, right? Like they could very well change your life because you can pay it over a few months and you can get into shape. Might literally save your life. My point is that as you kind of follow along with me or go on any kind of adventure into business, marketing, or UGC, always make sure that you're putting that emotional side first and you're talking to people at their level and not past them. I think ultimately good marketing is always about being relatable. It's about sharing a common reason why something's great. It's not about selling as much as it is about telling the story, expressing and addressing their concerns ahead of time, right? Like if I'm talking past someone and telling somebody how cute all these clothes are and they can finance it or rent it rather, it's not really explaining, all the pieces that I would need to make an informed decision and probably buy the thing. Ironically, it's probably the people who are more emotionally attuned and empathetic to the consumer that are going to improve that connection, improve that purchase rate, that ROAS, return on ad spend. It's going to be sometimes hard to measure, like, what's the right messaging versus the wrong messaging? What's the best way to talk about this without making people feel overwhelmed? I mean, there's a reason why we called it Doomspending in the first place. It's due to being overwhelmed. Is your advertising ironically more stressful? You want people to feel relaxed about a decision. So make sure that decision does sound relaxing and you're not just forcing a product offering. I've talked to brands before and they've gone, well, we offer Afterpay, but we don't market it because that makes us look poor, which is a horrendous thing I've heard. What I say to them almost every time is that Afterpay is a reality for people like me, people like you watching, me, everybody else. They're not gonna wait for you to appeal to them. They're gonna go to the place where they can get it now. So I think there's a lot of brands that will get left behind if they don't access this too. At the same time, as we saw, like brands in the, first aid kit space, in the anti-aging face mask space, where you have this really expensive product, I would just talk about it if it's your main pain point. If the main pain point is that it's too expensive, I would just be running ads talking purely about how you can finance it. No matter where you are, no matter what you do, thanks for jumping on. And if you have any more questions or thoughts, we have a UGC Pro community that can help you on your journey to becoming a UGC creator, creative strategist, creative director, and beyond. It's been so nice to be able to have a space to just share our resources and communicate and talk. And between myself and my fiance, Kelly, we have over 20 years of experience talking about these things, where every single industry, every single topic, every single day, there's news that changes. The global macroeconomic state of the world is very much part of this day to day. I mean, that's marketing is how we're addressing these concerns. It's also how we're maneuvering these brands through those turbulent times. So, being a part of this is something that is very much an expertise that's needed. This is recession proof, this job. Until AI comes along and can just do everything, as we saw from those Klarna ads, I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. Without further ado, join me next time. Bye for now.